computer. Hey everyone, welcome to the Mastermind Book Club. In tonight's session, we're reviewing a book recommended by none other than Reggie, our Get Regicated person who constantly fills us with important and unbelievable information on how to get ahead in life. Reggie, what's the name of this book and why have you recommended it?
The book is, what's the exact title of the book? The Power of Concentration? I forget the exact title.
Yes, The Power
Is
of
it
Concentration.
The
Yes.
Power of Concentration? I came upon the book and I just thought it was a really good book. I started listening to it, and as I was listening to it, I recommended it to you. So I sent you a text to, at least look it over, and you decided to make it a part of this week's book club.
Yes.
But I think there's nothing, not to say nothing greater, but there's something very good about like taking all your attention and energy and your focus and putting it in one place to achieve or accomplish a desired end. So that's what
Yes.
concentration will allow you to do.
Very, very powerful. Uh, I mean, there's a part of this that we each live on a daily basis. And the reality is, how much time do you take to concentrate? How much time do you take to just say, okay, I want X amount of money, but let's think about it, why I want it, how I'm going to get it, and so on. I mean, it's slim even with me. I do it on a daily basis, but the amount of time that I spend on it is not as much as I should be. And I appreciate this book, Reggie. I mean, it hits the nail on the head. And the reality is, I'm not doing as much as I need to be doing in reference to what this is saying. And it's not the only book. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I think we've heard this several times from several different authors. This one is William Walker Atkinson. And William Walker Atkinson, although the person that narrates in the book is female, it hits the message in the heart. I just, for whatever reason, I didn't like the tone, but the message is clear there. And I heard this book and it really impacted my life. I don't know about you guys. So I wanted to hear from each and every one of you in today's episode of Mastermind Book Club. What did you think of The Power of Concentration by William Walker Atkinson? Now, Reggie spoke first, but just introducing the book. So we'll come back to him later. Thought we could start out with either Gina or Charles.
I can go because I'm probably have to run in a few minutes here.
Yes.
But
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Gina. I'll come behind you.
okay, and forgive the noise in the background as you guys know where I'm at right now. But I just think it's just a fantastic idea because, especially for me, I find myself sometimes just running from here, here and there, starting something up and not completing it because I get distracted, and I'm just like, when I think about this book, and what it says in it, it's like if I can just sit down and just concentrate on just one thing. And David, you say this often too when you're reading about, so and see if you can pick at least one thing from it, right?
Yes.
And just use that one thing, just apply that one thing, if nothing else. And so, and you're right, we heard this before, but it's something I feel that I need to apply more in my life, and just concentrate and to see what marvelous miracles can come out of that. So I'm gonna tune out right now so that you guys can hear all the background noise.
Well, thank you for
But
sharing,
fantastic,
Gina.
yes.
What you said there is a mouthful, and the we lack concentration. And one thing that we can pick up from this book is the actual title, The Power of Concentrating. I don't know, have any of you attempted to do any type of concentration? I mean, this is a personal question to answer to yourself. I don't need to know the answer. I mean, we're not in a direct accountability mode, but we're in an accountability checkup. The power of concentrating. Are you taking time out to concentrate on whatever your goals are? I am attempting to get back on schedule, which I have successfully done today, of what I was doing before I went on all these trips in the last few weeks. And, my concentration was off. My focus was off. My habits were off. But something within me told me, I've got to get back on. I've got to get back on. I had that urge. And what Gina just said hits my heart. I love this book, Reg. I'm in love with this book. I want to hear it again and again. Charles, what do you think? What did you learn from this book?
Oh wow, I too enjoyed the book immensely and listened to the whole thing. Um, just some quick notes that I wrote down. I too, being a little bit under the weather and suffering from some health difficulties, have lost focus to a degree. But one thing they keep going back to in the book is not just concentrating, but actually putting the action principle to whatever the goal or whatever the thing is that you're trying to achieve. Uh, I like this. It says take deep breaths, like deep breathing. He says the air you breathe is from God, and it gives life to man. Uh, it says that like the concentration, it's like they were applying it to love and handshaking, and love develops the soul and the body, concentrates your patience and your love. So they went at it from a love standpoint during the course of the book that I really catered to that part of the book. Uh, actions are express Actions are expressions of your mind. Concentrate and focus on what you want and not just what you wish for. So a lot of people, they have wishes and they have desires, but they don't concentrate on them. It says your soul is the centralized thing. Find your concentration. So that concentration is even related to, I guess, how you see life in general. It says you can, I will, and I must. The power of your thoughts must be exercised daily along with concentration, like you were just saying, David.
Yes,
Something we have to do continuously. It's not just
correct.
something we read today, but they even had daily exercises in the book to get us to focus on what, if we have time, I can talk about that. It says I'm confident. I am confident, and people need to see that confidence in Charles. A lot of times, like when we come on, like you're very confident about when you talk about stocks and trading and so forth. But just our goals in general, people need to see that confidence that we know we're determined to do what we need to do. Determination is the will to do. It says if you concentrate on I can, you will. Or if you concentrate on, or you say you can't, you won't. Both of those are right. And what else I want to share with you guys? Anybody else want to go? I have a lot of stuff that probably need to centralize on, but somebody else can go for a second, and I'll come back.
You can hear me,
Yeah, hi
guys?
Martha, I can hear you.
Yes, we hear you.
Good evening, everybody. I miss you.
We
Hey,
missed you too.
thank you
Good
for
evening,
coming back,
Martha.
Martha. Awesome. Thank you.
Very tired the evening on Tuesdays. And I think I was reading the book, and for me, it was like a concentration that all the books we already read. It was a little detail that every book already have before, and more details. And it's very powerful book. They talking about concentration, and people sometimes get discouraged because they can concentrate, they can follow the dream, they can do whatever they want in life, and they don't know they need to concentrate their mind, physical and mentally, to be able to do what I want. They say in the book the three things they can people they can be able to concentrate: the deficiency to the motor center, impulse on the emotional, and training. So you have to train your mind to be able to concentrate. It's another season in the book, and I didn't know. You have to exercise every day, every single day, to get up early and think what are you going to do this day, or what are you know what your plans are, what is your goals are, and try to concentrate in that and make it like a schedule every day, what we're going to do every hour or today. And I have a couple of notes, the things catch my mind. Learn to concentrate consciously, good concentration, so and shut down all the destructive ones. That's for me, it was a great. And the real investment must become from your individual effort, achieve and success. Concentration finds the way, get your goals. The power is better than the money. Concentration is better than the fitness. Success, determination, courage, unleash your creativity and potentials. Mind has to be properly trained. And your souls make you what you are. And uh, I had the whole notebook, but I can't do everything in this moment because it's gonna take so much time. The man that can set out the accomplish his heart's desire. So they say you have to put your heart into you want what you want to improve and what do you want for yourself. Um, Self mastery, they talk about self mastery, concentrated operations of the mind, both mental and physical movements. Man does not possess the self mastery, he has not trained it. So for have the mastery in your life, you have to be training. And persons have to say, I can, I will, and I want. Only training mind can localize soul concentration. Concentration means success because you are better able to govern yourself and control your mind. Soul, like that one. Soul is the center of all power. That one for me, it was amazing. Soul is the center of your all power. And you can, what you will do, you will find a way or make it once. So that's mean everything you want in life is in your brain. Brain is a muscle, it's a nerves, it's neurotransmitters, and we have to training and try to focus on your goals and your future and what are you going to do in life, better or bad. And thank you, Reggie, for this amazing book. And there, David said I have to continue to read like 2 more times, probably to catch more details from the book. And thank you for having me tonight.
Awesome, awesome. That's a
Yeah,
very good summary.
yeah.
And I mean, there's so much to be learned from this book, but as Gina pointed out earlier, at least one thing that you pick up from these books, you're in the right path because most people
Mhm.
won't read these books, won't listen to these books, won't even think about these books. So we're ahead of the game.
Mhm.
This is, I
Yeah.
believe, this is book number 66 in the club. I didn't check
Wow.
lately. 66 since we started, 66 weeks into this. That's amazing. And you know, it's not easy. It's not easy, but this is our own homework, our own method of accountability. What's the numbers? You know, how many books are you reading a year? How many books are you reading a month or listening to? How many books are you studying in reference to whatever business you're looking to go into? This book went into all of that. You should be spending at least 30 minutes a day on developing whatever your business is in some type of reading or researching in reference to that, or even concentrating in reference to your business. That's what I got out of this book. And the reality is, I was doing part of it, but I could do so much better. And that's what this book helps assist me with improving on a regular basis, because at times we forget. This book has helped many other people just like you and me achieve their near impossible task of showing how to control one's mind to unleash its utmost creative potential. This I got from mysticbooks.org, a course of lessons intended to teach the reader how to concentrate, with the belief that the person who is able to concentrate can better utilize constructive thoughts and shut out the destructive ones. Lessons include concentration finds the way. Concentration finds the way, and that's something that I'm lacking. I need to stop doing what I'm doing and spending hours and hours on attempting to invest and start concentrating on what I know and make it better. You know something, Charles, Martha, Reggie, Gina, that you need to stop and concentrate on, just like I do. I need to stop and concentrate on. We all know something that we have potential on, but we've neglected in some form of concentrating on it to the point of finding the exact details or path to take in order to implement it. Maybe I'm wrong, but the reality is, are we as successful as we want to be? And if we're not, are we taking the time out to concentrate and on creating better utilization of our constructive thoughts? You have constructive thoughts, but are you taking better time out to concentrate on them, to figure them out? Let's find a way. This is how we keep each other accountable. One thing that you know that you're an expert on, concentrate on it. See how you can make it better. You know, I love health. I've set it aside for a moment, but not with my daughter. Now I'm back on track because of this. And little by little, I'm going to work on that again and concentrating on it on a daily basis. This is what the author calls us to do. Concentrate. How long did they say? Does anyone remember? As long as you need. As long as you need. It could be 5 minutes, right? That's what the author says, which is William Walter Atkinson and Theron Q. Dumont. I'm guessing that's how you pronounce it. I could be wrong. It might be Dumont, the American way, or it might be the French way, Dumont. I don't know. So I got a serious laugh out of all of you, and that's good for me. The reality is that we have the opportunity of a lifetime through this group to expand our own potentials. Are you doing that, or are you just reading to read? And I know this is a accountability question, because we have never been faced with a question like this before. Are you just reading to read, or are you attempting to expand on whatever business you're attempting to create, or whatever business you currently have, taking at least 5 minutes? It could be longer. It could even be less, right? I've done both. The reality is, this book hits it on the nail, on the head, saying, how much time are you taking to create constructive thoughts by concentrating? Right, Tawana, Ty? Yes.
Absolutely. Hi, everyone.
Hey, don't let my shoes drop.
Listen, I'm glad you guys are still here. I'm glad you're still here.
Well, we're here. The art of
Um,
concentration with practical exercise becomes more powerful.
mhm.
The art of concentration with practical exercise becomes more powerful. The author says, start out with 5 minutes, master 5 minutes, right? Let's master 5 minutes, you and I, not 20, not an hour. Let's do 5. When we feel we've had enough, then we increase it a minute or two and we move up a little bit more. You're not going to get it right at the beginning because our brains are going to be everywhere. Did you listen to this part of the book at the end? Ladies, gentlemen, it says,
Which part? Which part?
it says, are you, in order to concentrate, you've got to take out at least 5 minutes and your brain is going to be everywhere at the beginning. However, little by little,
Oh,
you're going to work on getting there. All right.
he said that.
Yep, I did say
Mhm.
that. Yes.
Yep.
So, ideals of development by concentration. Your ideals will develop by concentration. Mental control. We all have to find that mental control where we can gain the concentration that we need to fulfill whatever it is task that we're attempting to fulfill. Charles, have you run into any of this?
I'm sorry, David. As far as you saying the
Concentrating on,
concentration,
yes,
yes. A lot of times I multitask, and the book was saying that you should concentrate on one
one
thing
thing,
and focus on mastering that one thing.
one thing.
Um, and to you're successful at that thing. Also, if you don't mind me throwing this in, it says concentration. All men are not born with equal powers, but it is how you use what is how you use what you have to achieve your goals, your dreams in life. Opportunity knocks for every person. The door of opportunity knocks for every person. Those who want to be successful hear the knock and grasp the chance of change. People who fail, on the other hand, blame others instead of themselves. They blame bad luck and circumstances and against applying definite concentration through the form of focus, planning, and action. Those who achieve know when they are apply concentration that their latent powers and the powers that are visible and the powers that are invisible forces will come to their aid and to their rescue so that they will be able to do what they said they wanted to do. Affirmation, they threw some affirmations in the book, which was good. When I think I can't, instead say I possess all the will and I can use as much of it as I wish. And then concentration is nothing but the will to do and the will to do a certain thing. So the concentration is focusing on that certain thing that you want to accomplish. And like you say, we can start with just 5 minutes a day, and then push that to a further means where we're doing even more as we apply the action. That's always crucial for me because I
Mhm.
have 20 things on the table, but which one are you applying to? Like Reg and I was talking earlier about, your health is your wealth, and that should be really your first focus. Then I guess some type of economic base to get you where you want to be. But like you were saying, also, David, health should be our primary focus.
Well, without health, getting everywhere else is
It's
it's a
pretty
little bit
hard.
tough. Although most people in the world don't concentrate on health first, they concentrate on last, and that's one of the reasons I was told, oh, not most people are not going to be, inclined to heal themselves. They're going to be more inclined to getting more money,
Yeah.
and and that's why I stopped the brakes on assisting many, many people, which I was, and attempt to assist my own daughter and my own family. And those who need me will find a way to reach out to me. And that's just the reality. And as you were saying, Charles, earlier, I mean, you are recovering and you have some pain, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yes. Yes. Yes.
you said some other words in there which was like, ooh, you got to find a better wording into this. We've got to concentrate on saying, I'm feeling better than yesterday, I'm feeling
Yes.
better today. And instead of concentrating on, well, I don't feel too great, or this is rough, just as an example,
But
not
I've
not
actually been
picking on anyone.
applying those terms myself. That,
And
it's interesting that you say that. But
it's
like every day, even if it's the same as the day before, I say, well, I'm getting better.
this is one of the concentrations that we need to focus on. I feel better and better every day, or in every way. Every day I feel better and better. Every day in every way I feel better and better. And you've got to believe it. You've got to live up to it. You've got to hum it into your life. We all have powers.
Amen.
Ty, Gina, Reg, Martha, Charles, we all have powers. Are you utilizing them, or are you just letting them go to waste? Do you know they exist? If you don't, you can always search. What powers do I have? How can I utilize them? What can I stop doing so that I can use my powers accordingly? What can I start doing so that my powers increase? What else can I do? Those are the three questions. What can I stop doing? What can I start doing? And what else can I do?
Okay.
Any questions?
No questions. That whole idea of health and wealth. A lot of people early on spend all their health getting wealth, and then in the end they spend all their wealth getting health. So
That's right.
that's an unfortunate thing, right? Like you use up all your health to go amass all this money, which you think is the end all be all, and it does have application, as we know, to live our lives, to buy creature comforts, to get into a place where you can have these little trinkets and so on and so forth. But to the extent that you exhaust yourself and beat yourself up and destroy your body and all this good stuff, which is not good. And then on the other side of it is now you're so depleted, you're so beat up, you're so banged up, you're so destroyed, you're so distraught, you're so in such disarray and all that. And now you're trying to use whatever money, you'll be wanting to use whatever money you have to try to get your health back. But at that point, sometimes there's not enough money to cure your situation, because sometimes you're a little bit too far gone. It's not to say you can't come back in cases, but sometimes people have put themselves in such a damaged state that they may not come back, and they just have to basically live their life the rest of their days and pretty much in a bad state. But that's to the health thing. I was going to mention some stuff on the book. The thing with the book, as I see it, because I understand concentration, what it is, but what I look at is I look at the bigger picture and putting it into context of realizing that every component of your life is necessarily is as life is never by itself, or any aspect of life is never by itself. We have to always put that in perspective. So as it relates to anything in terms of concentration, is realizing how every component of your life factors into that. So whereas all those things may be in whatever places they are, we have to look at those particular areas and saying, well, how is my eating? What is it like? What are the people like around me? What are the people doing? What kind of energy am I putting out? What energy am I taking in? What kind of books am I reading? What kind of food am I eating? All of these things, right, that we tend to keep neglecting, but it will necessarily either set you up to win or set you up to fail. And so you have to constantly be at that, right? Whereas, like, what am I doing on a day in and day out? What are my actions? What are my habits? What are the things that I need to do? All of this stuff is very critical, and we oftentimes forget that. And then this is why we cannot do things like concentrate, because concentration may be the final thing, and we're ultimately sort of concentrating on something, but we tend to be concentrating on the things that are probably not the things we choose to concentrate on, And that's why we get those things that we get from those things that we're focusing on. So even with this book, it talked about in terms of like well, it's all habits, right? Like the type of habits that we have, right? And so we have to be really thinking about that, like in terms of, what time do I get up each day? What do I eat and when do I eat it? Do I drink water? Do I not drink water? Do I say certain words to people and have certain thoughts flying around my head every day? Am I reading these books or am I not reading these books? Am I watching these types of TV programs? Am I not watching these TV programs? Am I getting to work early or am I not getting to work early or whatever? All of those things, right? That we don't think about, but that is forming your concentration habits. That is forming your ability to be able to do these things. So if you become intentional and you have awareness of that, if you have awareness of that and become intentional, now you can really start to hone in on that power that you have so that you can really direct it and aim it exactly at the target that you're looking to aim it at. So that is a very, very important thing. And I think oftentimes we constantly get away from that, either not knowing and not just being totally aware of that we're like, oh, I got to do this, but not realizing that you're not going to be able to do the thing that you're looking to do because all the other critical pieces and things that you're currently doing are not pushing you and pointing you to that thing. So you want to concentrate on this thing. You want to like work on this, maybe you're in school and you want to focus on your studies. Maybe you're at work and you want to focus on your work. Maybe you're at home, you want to focus on your household situation, but there's so many other things that are distracting you from that. But yet we only know of it a little bit sometimes, but we don't really understand the gravity and the impact of it to the degree that it has on us. And until we do, we won't get the full thing that we're looking to get. We'll only get a partial aspect of that, or we'll only get nothing of it. So that's where I focus on that, looking at it at a very macroscopic level, and always, as much as I can, looking at the sum total of all pieces, as opposed to looking at it as separate entities or separate things that stand alone, which they don't, because it's all like combining to make the full puzzle or the full picture. And if we miss certain pieces of the puzzle or we don't, paint the full picture, we're going to only get a partial picture of a partial puzzle. So it's a very important thing that we have to realize in order to be able to get to that specific place that we want. We need to hone in on all of those things and make sure that they all are in their right and proper places.
Got it, Reg. You have said a great summary as well, every one of you. This book is very good, very useful, and I really appreciate Reggie for recommending this book. I'm going to be listening to this book probably in the next week again. It's a very important book. And why do I say that I'm going to be listening to it again? Because I need to do concentration more effectively now. By the time that December comes around, I've got to be able to concentrate, not just meditation, but concentrate as well. Because if you look at musicians, no matter how crazy they are, they've managed to concentrate. You can name them. Some of these crazy rappers that have been killed have managed to concentrate. Some of these artists that, Boy George, I'm just taking a stab at one of them from our pretty much age back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And these people concentrated to the point that they became very successful. Sylvester Stallone concentrated in a crazy level. You name it. Whoever is in any music industry, Jay-Z concentrated. Back then, he was told, you don't have any voice to sing. You were weakling, and he sounded like a little girl. I remember listening to his original voice. It was like, wow, that's amazing what it has become. And what happens if you listen to people? You don't get your way. But he concentrated on his belief of being successful. And we know what we want, but have we concentrated on enough that we're actually there? Have we also aligned our life? Because concentration is not just the all end thing. We have to have our life in order. whether it's being single, whether it's married, whether it's kids, whatever it may be, we've got to get it in order. I mean, I've been through a lot as well. Um, part of my kids are home and part of them are not. And the reality is that these kids are, they're with their mom, but I miss them every day. And I uh, don't know exactly what to tell them, what to expect from them, unless they give me back some communication as well. Do you understand what I'm attempting to tell you here?
Yes.
Is that you can concentrate on communicating, but if you don't get the communication back, how are you going to get it? What do? You've got to concentrate more on what am I doing? Am I asking the right questions? Am I not asking the right questions? What else can I ask to make it better? This is the same three questions again. The same three questions. And sometimes you just have to let things go and let them be. Because if you don't let them be and if you don't let them go, they're going to come and grab you in the rear end. Now,
One good thing, David, the book points out that by working on yourself, and even Reg and I talked on this a little bit earlier, that as we work on ourselves, we attract those who we need to attract, and maybe with family members and people, acquaintances, and so forth. As we work on ourselves and become that individual that concentrates and seeks to achieve their goals and apply action, we'll attract those others. Like the law of attraction is one thing that they mentioned. Let's see what a personal magnetism they called it. So that's one thing, just by your family members seeing who you are and you doing what you have to do and working on yourself. uh, People will come into focus, and they will fall into place, as they so say.
I couldn't agree more with you because magnetism, concentration, thinking, meditation require us to communicate with the part of ourselves that's going to provide the answers to whatever it is that we want, one way or another. And it's through that communication with ourselves, with infinite intelligence or God, or as you might like to be called, uh, that is how we accomplish everything. I mean, you know, we each have a destiny. We each have a potential to make it better. We each have a potential to add on to whatever our destinies are. So don't neglect that. And that is something that requires our accountability, whether it's with each other or with ourselves. But don't forget what? To concentrate. That's where Think and Grow Rich comes from, right? Think and Grow Rich. What's the most important word in that book? Think. Think. What's the most important word in this book? It could be magnetism, but it's concentration. They're very, very similar. All three of those words: think, magnetism, and concentration. They're not exactly the same, but if we concentrate, we think. And with that thinking process, we'll draw to whatever it is our potential, just as Charles said. And thank you, Charles, for that, for sharing that the more we evolve into thinking and concentrating, the more we receive whatever it is that we want. We attract it. The law of attraction comes into play here. Anyone else want to add to this in reference to this book? Anything that they've learned?
I want to say that for me, the mind control your body. We control your body, and you can be able to control your body. You can be able to your mind is controlling you, and you concentrate better. Another thing the book says, whatever you give out, it's gonna come back to you, and I believe in that very profound. And I don't want to be rich. I want to have whatever I need to survive. I just want to be healthy and keeping my life beautiful and see my family growing up. For me, money is a necessity, but I know I'm still like I want to be rich. And I want to keep simple, enjoy happiness, and have a healthy life, and give my family the values and the honesty and the dignity they want for the next generations. That's for me the powerful statement.
Thank you, Martha. Ty or Reg or Charles, any last words?
Yeah, well, I just want to say I enjoyed the book immensely, and I'm going to listen to it again also. Especially, the part of your confidence, enthusiasm, winning attitude, and just like you said, the ability to apply that to yourself in reflection to other people picking it up.
Yes, that's right. That is correct. Thank you. Anyone else? Reg?
I mean, we've spoken a lot about the book. It's a pretty powerful book, and I mentioned that a lot of those different points as relates to it. But powerful stuff. I mean, if we really take it to heart and use it as a practice, I mean, we can do some serious, some to make some serious strides in our lives. So just really focus and focus, laser focus on that particular thing can really bring that thing to us. So it's really for us to take upon ourselves to use that power that we have inside of us in order to really make these things happen for ourselves. So I just hope that we all can do, and I say hope, I know we can. It's just that we'll actually pray that we all can like put to use this power in the most purposeful way in anything that we're looking to have happen for us.
Got it. Got it.
I
And
think if we just all pass the message, we have to just all like how each one teach one, we have to pass the message. But the thing I got from the book, even though I gotta be honest, I didn't get the opportunity to hear it from the to the end. But what I got was actually it made me think about how we as a people must be something special if it's taken them 500 plus years to keep us distracted away from something that is ever so important about something about our being here in this human existence. So it just made me think about everything that we all talking about, and it just made me really like really want to connect more to the higher being, to Most High, and ask the questions to Him where He always answers to all of us. So, that's all I wanted to say. Thank
thank you, Ty. And in reference to this book, the message is clear. It's not just about going out there and reaching out to someone else. It's about reaching out to yourself within you, because it's easy to reach out to someone else, but it's tough to reach within you and find that inner voice, that communication, that long distance call within you to communicate with infinite intelligence or God,
you. Mhm.
and to find the answers to whatever it is that you want to apply, right? Martha, Reg, Charles, Ty. So
Yeah, true story.
if no one else has anything to say, then that's it for this meeting today, this mastermind meeting. And what I'd like to leave you with is take 5 minutes to concentrate, to meditate, to think about whatever it is you're attempting to accomplish. 5 minutes a day, or 5 minutes once this week to get started and build it slowly. Because maybe you've done like I've done. I've done it backwards. And the reality is we've got to start small and work our way to bigger stuff. All right. So that's it for the Mastermind Book Club. This book is really powerful. I suggest if you keep it in your treasured books to listen to or read over and over again, very, very useful. So that's it. This is Mastermind Book Club signing off with another episode. Take care, and until next week.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.